Okay, welcome to my first leg day of the week. This is a pretty heavy leg day. I'm really trying to start building some strength, and there's no way around it but to just go crazy on all your exercises. So that's what we're about to do. So, first up, we have the barbell back squat. I'm really trying to start building these, throwing a lot of weight on. I'm really hoping by the end of the year that I can cross the 300 mark. That's my goal that I want to be able to achieve by the end of the year. So right now I forget how much I did the other day, but we're working on it. We're getting there. We're getting closer. So, it's just a process of doing it over and over, week in, week out, not chickening out like when I feel tired or something. Like, just one of the things I've been doing that's really helping is instead of tracking like all my progress on my phone, I have now a physical journal that I'm tracking in. So it's just like, a little notebook that I got off Amazon. I have my pen and I just sit there, and every workout that I do, I track all my main movements and the sets, and not sets, but I track the weight and the reps that I did. So I that really keeps me honest, because it's like a good way to, oh yeah, right here you can see that I'm just doing a couple warm up calf raises just to get my calves warm, because sometimes as you start building up the weight on squats, you need your calves to help push. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I really like using the journal to track, because for one, it gets me off I'm already on the phone all the time, even when I'm working out anyway, which is terrible because I'm like switching songs or something. But I also like using it because it's just, you can't ignore. So say if I did like 5 or 6 reps at a certain weight, it was like a heavy weight, I can't the next week live with myself if I look at that and see that last week I did this. Okay, I'm supposed to either move up the weight or move up a rep, something. Like, I gotta make some progress somehow. I gotta advance somehow. So I think just doing that, just when you look down at it, it just makes you just be like, all right, let's just either throw some more weight on or squeeze out another rep. Like, it's harder to chicken out of doing something when you see it written there in your own handwriting that you took the time to write while you were catching your breath after the whatever movement you just did. Like, it just keeps you just having to progress. So I think that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it from now on, is just keeping a physical journal. I still have like all my, like whatever I'm doing that day. I do like a hybrid method. So the exercises that I'm doing that specific day, I always have in my phone, and it's like on a checklist in the notes app. So I just check the ones that I did off. And then, because I do like different exercises for my second leg day. And then even also, I'll do like a couple different exercises on, I do like A and B weeks. So like, I'll have leg day 1A, leg day 2A, and then leg day 1B, and then leg day 2B. Sorry. It's just, a good way to, you see like the exercises that you've done, and, you have your plan obviously in your phone, and then you track all your actual progress in the notebook. So yeah, I suggest giving it a try. Next up, we have the stiff-legged deadlift. This was actually the first time I've ever done this movement. I usually just do Romanian, so it's not too much of a difference. The only difference is that you'll see, keeping my legs a lot straighter than I would with the RDL. Like there's very little knee bend, and then I'm going down and actually letting the plates touch the ground. Like whereas with the RDL, you're usually going down to like say, I like the cue that I use for RDLs is I take the bar down to like my mid shin, which is maybe just a little bit above where my socks are at the top of my socks. So I take the bar down to that point. But with the stiff legged deadlift, you're going all the way, letting the plates touch the ground. And it's more for your hamstrings even than an RDL. So you're really focusing on just bending and letting your hamstrings stretch. You're not including your lower back or your glutes as much. You're really focusing on your hamstrings. And I really liked it because it's just a good alternative movement instead of like always doing RDLs. I think I'm going to start alternating between the two on my first leg day, and then still sticking with conventional deadlift after the squats on my second leg day. So, but I like to mix movements around depending on how I'm feeling, or, I mean, not so much how I'm feeling, but just sometimes I get bored. So, I like to add a little bit of variety in there. So I think that's a good way to do it. You have cousin exercises that you do, and that just really keeps you feeling like you're doing something new and fresh instead of always just doing the same, movements. But I mean, then again, doing the same movements is how you build and how you progress. So, you know, I guess just it's up to you what you want to do. But yeah, as you can see, I loaded those a little heavier, so I was making sure I was just doing it right, really bending at the hamstrings. And next up, we have the back extension. I'm really loving doing these with the barbell as opposed to like a weight plate or dumbbells or something. And you can see I'm having a snatch grip on the barbell. So it's like that wide grip that you would, if you know Olympic lifting, that you would take if you were doing a snatch. I really kind of suck at doing them, but I'm trying to work on at least holding the bar that way. So, yeah, I'm just taking that grip, and then I'm making sure that I'm coming up, squeezing out of my glutes and using my glutes and my hamstrings to really squeeze up and extend. And yeah, it was pretty tough because, like I said, I have that weighted vest on too, and I have the straps on, so I'm locked in on the bar. And yeah, it was pretty tough after the squats and stiff legged deadlifts, but I got it done. It's just, yeah, like right here you can see I'm just like, man, this is rough. Next up, we have the leg press. I'll be honest, I really wish they had the actual 45-degree leg press in here. I've even seen on the internet, like it's called a squat press, which is like a leg press, but it's more on an arcing motion. So it like arcs down. I guess it's like more natural. I really wish we had, because those look awesome. But unfortunately, I have to make do with this one. So I didn't even film a second set. I just filmed the one because I don't really like this one, but I just do it because it's all they have. So, but yeah, it's leg press is great. I grew up in a college gym where we had a leg press, and it was awesome. Like, especially doing that after squats, it's a good way to just hammer your legs even more. Like doing leg press right after squatting and deadlifting stuff. It's just, oh man, it's brutal, but it's awesome. It really like makes you feel like you worked your legs. And we're finishing up here on the leg extension. I think here is I had put the seat back on the last, so it like has notch 1 through 4. I put the seat back on 4, so it's more of like a 45-degree seat angle as opposed to the 90-degree where it's straight up. So I do have to use a little bit lighter weight when it's all the way back at 45 degrees, but I like it because it helps, it helps you like focus a little bit more on a different part of your quads as opposed to when you're sitting straight up at the 90 degrees. It seems like that is more, I don't know what it like, front knee focused area of your quads, and then it seems like putting the seat back helps be more like mid quad or something. So I don't really know exactly what it is, but that's just how it feels to me. So I like to mix it up, with the seat angle. It's good to do because it helps, just get a different part of your quad. So I would really suggest trying that because, you can just do it like how I'm doing, where my first leg day, I'm going to be putting the seat back to that 45-degree angle. And my second leg day, I'll be putting it back putting it up on the 90-degree angle. So, you just mix and match, just do them both because you get the advantages of both. So, yeah, it's really good to mix the two. And that's about it for my first leg day of the week. Really want to thank you for watching. Hope you give this one a try. See you next time. Peace.